So why did I and how did I get involved in the Partners for Possibility program? I think I've always known that I've wanted to do something positive for both for the country as a whole and something locally that mattered a lot to me. And I guess, like a lot of people, I didn't really know what it was that I wanted to do and what I could do. And then my cousin actually gave me a ring who works for Symphonia, and she suggested that I meet Terry for a cup of coffee. And I think if you've ever met Terry for a cup of coffee, you'd know that no pretty much doesn't exist in her vocab, and so I was hooked in. And pretty soon I was lucky enough to be working with Nelly at Indukwentsha school up at Tongard. And that's where the partnership started. And so again, it was really difficult to know where to start. I think when you first start off with these things, you sort of look at all the major problems that exist in schools all across the country, and I think Nelly's school is no different to that. The social problems at the schools are massive. Just to get people or kids to the desk to start learning anything at the school is a big problem. They've got problems like not having enough food to eat, not having clean water to drink or wash with, to being one of the several child-headed households in the school or in the country, and higher incidences of being orphans. So just getting them to actually start learning something at a school is actually a secondary problem to a lot of the kids. And I think that's when I also realized, and this is one of the big learnings that I took out of the program, is that for someone like Nelly, being a principal is not a job. It's more a vocation. She's not only a teacher, but she's a mentor and a leader to her teachers. She's a role model for her children. She's a mother to a lot of the children. She's a healthcare person to a lot of the children at the school. Her dedication extends beyond the hours of 9 to 5. It goes on to the weekends where she hosts study camps for the kids who are going through matric trials and exams. So her dedication really knows no limits, and that's what really inspires me about people like Nelly, and it gives me a great amount of pleasure to be able to do just a very small amount that I can do to be able to be involved with Partners for Possibility and with Nelly in particular. How have I found our partnership? Again, at the beginning it was really difficult. I think if you focus on all of the problems that face you at the beginning, it's easy to get bogged down into thinking that you can't actually ever get anywhere. And I think that's one thing that I really took out of it, is that you can't influence what you can't influence, and the things that you can influence, you do so in the hope that one small step, one small change may add up to many big changes in the end. And I think the mantra of Partners for Possibility is one school at a time, and I really do subscribe to that. I think if as long as we can make small changes, doesn't matter how small they are, eventually they will add up, and eventually we will make a difference to the schools and to the country as a whole. Eventually, it's not going to happen tomorrow, but it will eventually happen. How have you? I don't know how. That's my 2 cents worth. I haven't let Nelly get a word in edgeways here. That's Nelly. How did you get involved with Partners?
Actually, I was informed by one of my friend who happens to be a principal, not for long, but around the vicinity in the area, and when she told me, I got so interested, and then she ended up giving us all the forms, throughout the group for the principals around the schools. And I then felt like joining immediately. And then I told one of my local principal, whom I was still mentoring her, to join. And she also liked the idea, because actually whatever that I used to love, she used to love too, you know. And then we phoned Terry, and we found such a warm acceptance, a reception, which was like immediately we could just join, because we were thinking that it was still going to take us a long journey to join as well, you know. Maybe there are those scrutinities that have to be followed for us to join, only to find that it was just like, if you need help, you must come, you know. Yeah, that's how I joined. And when I joined, I was like expecting to be alone in the journey of desperacy and wandering, only to find that I was not alone. We all had the same problems. It's just that they were similar in different aspects. And I even sometimes found my problems much better than others, which others were going through. Then I found myself like a queen, you know. So I found like swimming through this ocean so easily, so smooth, and over and above, it was like an exposure beyond the adventure. And getting to know what is happening in corner A and corner B and corner C up to Z, it made me to say, yeah, much as I do have problems in my school, but mine are achievable, and mine, the solutions, even though they are not that quicker to be like reached, but in no time, if I can fix this corner and this corner, I can quickly go through. And when I was given an opportunity to express my view, my possibilities, it then gave me a platform to say, yeah, I can make a contribution that could change one's mind and one's situation. That made me feel great beyond what was happening to me. And meeting an opportunity again of being chosen by a business partner like Clive, to me it was like meeting my great family, which I could pour whatever that I could pour, and being listened at, and being accepted, and giving advices. And it was not just a business partner, but I was exposed to a great privilege beyond just an ordinary opportunity to be part of the family. The whole family became a package to me, and they actually fitted swiftly to my school, and they have taken my school as their priority and as their family. The children, the wife, and my children, when they don't see them maybe for 3 weeks or 2, they would ask me, they would question me, what happened to our fellow friends? and they would even call Charlie, who happens to be a partner to my business partner, that, where is our mom? And I would tell them, she's not your mom, I'm your mom. No, we want to see a different mom. So I said, okay, Charlie is a different mom. And who am I? No, you're such a strict mom. Because I dish out policies, because I dish out rules. And Charlie doesn't dish out all those things. So to them, Charlie is their friend, And it was even worse when Charlie brought her daughter to the school. It was such an amazing opportunity. They were so excited. I can't stand even to imagine how will it be if I could tell them that, no, we have come to an end of this program, because they told me straight that they'll be our mom for life.
Well, I think
So-
the program's coming to an end, but I don't think the relationship has come to an end.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think we've got lots of exciting things to look forward to. We've got I know we've got some things that we've been sitting planning
Yes.
and doing. So yeah, definitely not the end of the road for us.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
So I think besides me seeing things differently, even my children back at school, they've started to see things differently. It has revived their spirits, their emotions, and they've started and they've begun to realize themselves differently. And now they know who they are, and they know that there are people out there who care about them. Because when you think about our department, because I am a government myself, but when you think about our department solely, they hardly see any structures who would come and cuddle them and pet them. Instead, they will always see us dishing out things or cascading information that comes from the department without seeing even the president itself. So seeing my business partner, the family, and it was like, to them, it was like seeing the president, you know. So, and the support which was rendered by my business partner is such amazing. It has taught me lessons beyond the one that I've already known, that laying a hand to the next person, it goes a long way. It's inspiring, it's encouraging, it's reviving one's courage that has been lost, and it has made me a new person, and it has revived me the spirit and the gains of hope and the hopes that I've already lost about whatever that is taking place around the country. So I can imagine if our country as a whole, our government as a whole, can extend such assistance and be hands-on to the problems, to the challenges that we are confronting at school, there will be definitely a great change in our country. But I really appreciate, and I don't regret why I joined this. I feel like, you know, spreading my wings across and shout to the whole world that you are not alone. And also shout to the whole world that we can make this world a better place if we can lay a hand to the next person with a positive strive.
That's awesome, Nelly. I'm so glad to hear you say that. And I must say that I've seen such a difference in you, just in the way you are interacting, the way your attitude, you just seem to shine.
Really?
Yeah, over the last few months. So you've definitely changed, I think. And the biggest thing with these things is like the only change that you can really make is the change within yourself, you know. And once you make the change within yourself, you can affect and influence all people around you. And in your case, you have so many people who rely on you and look up to you as a role model in your school. So I think it's been an amazing change. And I've certainly noticed the difference in you.
Yeah, thank you. And I must also further appreciate the facilitators that were brought by the program. For the coordinator, I think one has to applaud on her efforts that she has invested to this program. She has gone an extra mile in choosing the juicy facilitators. It was like she had known pre-handedly that this is exactly what we had wanted. It's like she's like a messiah, you know. She knows she can read, she could read our minds. She could even read our hearts and see what exactly that we had needed. Actually, we needed that thing which would inspire us. You know, it was like an intrinsic motivation. Because when you are to travel this journey of managing the school, it's not a school, it's just a short word, a school. But we look at building the society. We are looking at building the future generation. It's about like, it's either you are building them positively or you are actually digging the deepest grave. So the facilitators, and a big thanks to Rama, and a big thanks to all other facilitators, but a big thank you too and a big thanks to Rama. he was like a superstar, because you know that I want this, I want this, I want this. It has like instilled the change and shifted dimensionally to us that you are to stand up and say things without like checking who is hurt, but at the same time in a professional way. He has instilled the direction beyond giving us a lead. So it's a pick up anyway. Pick up, Terry, pick up. I wish you could live long. I wish you could inspire others. I know that there are those days which will come to an end to say God wants us. But I know you have left behind a legacy, and you have given us that what we wanted most and that what we needed most, the leadership strategies, the leadership roles, and providing us Moses in the Bible, Abraham in the Bible. So we are seeing things practically. It's a big up.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think just a note in I don't know. Yeah, a note in closing. Yes, a very, very challenging start, but I think a massively rewarding one. And both for me personally and also to see the progress and what have you in the school. So a massive thank you to the partnership and also to you, Nini. Thanks very much.
Thank you. And a big up to Karen. For that, she could go an extra mile looking for things that she could offer. Never mind that how far it could help, but for that you have offered something. You have shown a heart, that you have shown your heart to the world, that you are really there for those who are needy. For that on its own, it has given me a courage. And a big thanks to Sunny, to Jill, in fact, almost all the business partners, to me, they were like the diamonds, because I could see that much as I am a daughter to Clive and a sister to Clive, but not only to Clive, because whatever idea that I could find from other business partners, it had made me to change. So sharing those ideas, it was like, thank you.